On to another controversial character, this time Prince Harry. He's back in the headlines after a High Court judge ruled he must pay 90% of the Home Office legal costs for the case regarding the downgrading of his security.
So it's a failed legal bid and it could cost him in excess of £1 million. But he says he is determined to fight on. Let's speak to our Royal Correspondent, Cameron Walker. Could have been worse, could have been made to pay 100% of everything. So what do you make of this?
Well, it's a pretty hefty bill, Eamon. This all dates back, if you think, to 2020, when he stood back as a working member of the royal family. The Home Office downgraded his security, essentially, because he is no longer a working member of the royal family. Prince Harry argued that his family could not be safe in the UK. He also alleged that a paparazzi chased his car after the World Child Awards in 2021 when he came back to the UK. He sued the Home Office because his lawyers argued that he'd been singled out and treated less favourably than others in his position. In February, the High Court ruled that the decision to change his security was not unlawful or irrational, and they were entitled, the Home Office, to take the decision they did. Then yesterday, Prince Harry lost his initial bid to appeal that ruling from the High Court, and the judge ordered him to pay 90% of the Home Office's costs. Bearing in mind, the Home Office's cost is paid for by us, the taxpayer. The Telegraph Freedom of Information request from a couple of months ago reveals that that cost is in excess of £500,000. Prince Harry argued, or his lawyers did, that he shouldn't have to pay 50 to 60% of that cost because the Home Office delayed providing what they thought was key information for this claim, and they would therefore have to adapt the claim. But the judge agreed to a modest reduction, but that was only a 10% reduction, which is why we've got this 90% figure. But Prince Harry is going to directly appeal to the Court of Appeal. So he's still fighting on. He clearly thinks he's right and he's been treated unfairly. The Home Office, I would say, disagrees with that. But I think this is a case of, is this moral or not? This is a legal case. And therefore, if the legal argument is solid, which a High Court judge clearly believes it is, it's going to be very difficult for Prince Harry to bring this forward.
Well, you see, if this was my son and I was a father in all of this and I had the money to pay for this, I think I probably would just pay for it. I find it quite interesting that Prince Charles stands back from this and says, no, leave him, he's on his own.
Do you mean pay for his security?
Yeah.
Is it legal costs?
Yeah,
I mean, well, he is on his own, but also Prince Harry has a lot of money from his memoir Spare, the fastest-selling non-fiction book of all time. So he will be getting hefty royalties from that. He's also got his big Netflix deal, which is still ongoing. We've had 2 new projects announced with Harry and Meghan from that. So he does have the money to pursue these legal cases. He also has a couple of cases against various newspaper groups in the United Kingdom, and he sees it as his life's mission, really, to hold people to account, including the Home Office. But by doing that, he's also potentially bringing a bit of a hefty cost to us as a taxpayer, because this is the Home Office, who clearly is funded by taxpayers, and they're having to fork out this legal money. If Prince Harry wins the appeal, then us as taxpayers are out of pocket.